Hey all, Chris St. John here, architect and dev. Today we're shifting gears from past videos and taking a break with some UI and UX fun. We'll be looking at how we can learn from branding and design decisions by the top companies in the world, S&P 500. AI for info on UX, color, and branding, the top 100 companies. And for tags too, with AI ChatGPT in minutes. AI Dev Tips is a new tutorial series increasing developer productivity, maximizing talent, and minimizing tedious tasks. And how about we also throw in there, get more creative by using ChatGPT and other AI tooling techniques. Don't miss out. Hit like, hit the subscribe button, and share this with your friends and colleagues. I'd sure appreciate it. Coming up, we're going to find out how we can get colors out of just a list of categories or tags. Then we're going to get a list of the top S&P 500 companies by market capitalization, starting with a list of 50 to 100. We're going to find out what colors are associated with their branding. And then we're going to find out what kind of object their logo is. And if they don't have an object, then if it's a font, find out what kind of font it is. We're going to be looking for some trends, seeing what's popular. Then we're going to output this to a JSON object and even query ChatGPT to help us write a component in React. A lot of good stuff coming up and useful UX techniques with AI. Brought to you by
Instantiate.io. AI tools to brainstorm, organize, and advance a successful startup. Go to Instantiate.io. Over 50 AI tools to help develop your business plan. Track your progress. No coding required, just put in your ideas. Organize, save, advance AI results into your startup plan. Sign up is free, easy, and fast. Go check it out.
Let's say we have a list of categories or tags that we have to display in our application. What colors should we display for those? Is there a logical way for us to do this? This is actually a real-life scenario that I encountered on another one of my applications, and I thought, why not just throw this over to ChatGPT and see what it comes up with? I was looking at things like databases, JavaScript, TypeScript, CSS, Node.js, AWS, Terraform. I wanted to use these as tags and then put like a little square with the color next to it to make it easier to see what we had, based on previous branding. ChatGPT responds, certainly, here's a list of technologies along with the colors commonly associated with their branding. And this seems to check out pretty good. We have things like JavaScript, I've seen that in yellow a lot, TypeScript in blue, CSS in blue, that makes sense. Node.js green, yep, definitely. AWS orange, that's good. And Terraform in purple, I think that all makes sense. So I was able to get my results in like 10 seconds. And I follow up with, what about React or Next.js? The answer that comes back is pretty solid for React and Next.js. React blue, Next.js black. Makes sense to me. Now I want to get a little bit more sophisticated. I want to get a list of S&P 500 companies by largest market capitalization. Please give me the first 25 companies and the color primarily associated with their branding and logo. And ChatGPT comes back with the answer. Of course, it does give the caveat. My last update was September 2021, but this is going to be fine for my purposes. I just want to get a ballpark figure. We see here Apple silver gray, Microsoft blue, Amazon orange, Google multicolor. I like that. And even Facebook blue, Nvidia green. This all makes sense. And I'm going to just ask for the next 25. I found out that if you ask for too many at once, like say 500, it's just not going to work. It's going to give you some code, and because it can't get all the data, it's not going to give you what you want. So I like to go into chunks of 25, sometimes 50 can do it, but usually not much more than that. I did several for 25 and then I asked for 50 back and it gave me 50 okay. Note that I did see a few anomalies where I'm not sure if the market capitalization was correct, mainly when I was asking for the second 50 or when I was asking for more records than it could handle, so watch that. But for purposes of UX trends, that's okay. It's fairly close and it's covering most of the top 100 of the S&P 500. So that was pretty cool. It seems to be working pretty well, but I also want to get a little bit more information, not just a color. I want to get the logo object, if it is an object, or if it's text, find out what kind of text it is. So I'm going to put in, I'm looking for the S&P 500 list of companies by largest market capitalization. Please give me the first 50 companies, and if their logo is primarily text or an object, use what is primarily associated with their branding logo. Output as a markdown table with columns, short name of the company, first column, whether the logo branding is text or object, and if an object, the type of object, or if text, the type of font. Let's see how that works out. We see that it gives me the first 50 companies in the S&P 500 by market capitalization in a markdown table. That was the information I requested. In some cases, it does give custom font, so we could try to get more information on that. But we do see some font entries like stencil font, Times New Roman, Product Sans. I'm going to put in another prompt, and this time just try to get rid of a couple of the duplicate company names I saw. Each row should be unique, I say. And the other thing I wanted to do is say if it's a custom font, then give me the font category. For whatever reason, it seemed like there were a couple of duplicates. I just want to avoid that. So we see here that we did get the markdown table as we expected. It looks a lot nicer. Font category could be improved, and we'll look at that in the next video. As I was doing this, I was thinking, it would be nice to put this in a React component just so I can do some rendering, and it might be easy to just have ChatGPT do it for me so I don't have all the boilerplate of the map. So I put in the prompt, can you please change the output format of that table to JSON so I can array map through it in my React component and give a short component that does that. First try was off a little bit, so then I added, I want the whole table converted to JSON. Do not skip lines and do not truncate the data. The data must be exactly as in the table of data you provided. And the reason I had to say that was because there was so much data that it was just truncating it and then saying run this code. But I wanted the whole JSON object. And here we do see that it has given us a JSON object with the keys and values and made the key names on its own. And we see here on the left and the right side of the screen, it has given me a React component. It is in TypeScript as we had thought it would be. And the key thing here that we really just wanted to get out of the way as boilerplate was this map on the right side, companies.map. That looks pretty good to me. To each their own, but personally for me, I like to get this type of boilerplate out of the way. I don't care if it comes from ChatGPT or just some kind of autocomplete snippet. And that's all we're going to look at today. In the next video, we're going to build this out a little bit for some more analysis. Think outside of the box. Any list of companies can be put in there. Does not have to be S&P 500. Could be some other sector related to your job, what you're doing. Tags can be anything. Products, product branding. The other thing is colors, fonts, and object types are all available, but you can even come up with additional ones. Remember, this is for prototyping and to validate any data you get. I did see some minor discrepancies in the data. Nothing major, but if you need some scientific results for an academic study or something, you would want to use an API and spend a little bit more time customizing the code. You can always add more attributes, more correlations for analysis, and in the next video, as I mentioned, we are going to do some more analysis to get some actual hard numbers on some of the trends here. You can also tell ChatGPT any constraints you need, any restrictions for your application. And as far as the tags, you could actually ask for it to suggest additional tags in the same collection. I would like to spend some more time looking at typography and fonts. We didn't really do that. We had one glitch there, and in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and get that ironed out. But that's it for today. Today we were shifting gears from past videos, taking a break with a lot of UI and UX ChatGPT prompts, and we looked at the SP500. We got things like logos and colors from the logos, font styles, as well as looking at the tags when we first started with the colors. Also, make sure to visit instantiate.io. First 30 days of your startup idea in one day. AI tools to brainstorm, organize, and advance a successful startup. Free sign up.